Welcome back. As part of ongoing efforts to tackle domestic and gender based violence, the Gender and Development Action Group has organized a summit aimed at improving access to justice for survivors through the customary court system. Speaking in Calabar, the Cross River State capital, the convener, Ambassador Nkoyo Toyo, stated that the summit seeks to promote legal reforms, address systemic challenges with customary law, and provide redress for fractured families and communities affected by gender based violence.
A concerning number of women become victims of intimate partner violence, which some organizations try to draw attention to and seek a solution.
Prevalent in the area of education.
This one-day summit organized by the Gender and Development Action, GADA, is another initiative aimed at addressing injustice against women in society. The event highlights challenges in dealing with cases in the court system.
The issue of gender-based violence is largely a social justice issue. You know, people are denied so many things. People are unable to meet so many commitments. And at the end of the day, you have a situation where you are not serving the needs of your people. And the more society is breaking down, the more difficult it is for you to regain the trust of the communities in the systems.
The guest speaker, Professor Chidiodin Kalu, says there is no access to justice without exit from injustice, stressing that social policy, faith institutions, educational institutions, and law reform tools should be used to address social formations.
The biggest problem in gender-based violence is structural. It is the tendency to treat women as infants always, and to erase every experience that affects women. If it happens to a man, it is big. But if it happens to a woman, it is a non-event. Why? Because women are perpetually seen as children, and women are perpetually seen as incapable. What happens to them doesn't matter. Those are the two structural things we need to address. You see, it's easy to address me beating somebody as an incident. But when you have an underlying attitude of tolerance to that kind of thing, it is a lot more difficult. That means you cannot just use courts alone to deal with it. You also need to use social policy. You need to use educational institutions. You need to use faith institutions and opportunities for social formation. And you need to use curriculum tools also to address that, as well as law reform tools.
The Chief Judge of Cross River State speaks on the plans of the judiciary to improve access to justice by survivors. She charges the customary court system to treat judgment promptly in addressing injustice against women.
When violence against gender, against women, against children come to their courts, they should treat it expeditiously. Because as the lectures went on, you would hear of the case of Mojeku versus Mojeku that took so long. So it is very, very apt that decisions and judgments must be given promptly so as to address the injustice against women in particular.
The group of legal experts, judges, representatives of the police, and others present commend the efforts of the group in ensuring intervention against gender-based violence.